So today I want to compare Softaculous, which is this icon here, which is on the Cpanel, and the difference between that and Fantastico, which is this icon right here. Now, the similarities are that they are both software hubs, meaning that they actually hold tons of scripts that you can install on your website. The differences really comes down to the fact that they have similar and very different scripts that you can install. And really what it comes down to is that some web hosting companies will install Fantastico and some will install Softaculous. So let's take a quick look at the differences of the two. So this is what Softaculous looks like. And as you can see, this gives you the ability to pick and choose different types of scripts that you can install on your website. Now, if we take a look at Fantastico, and this is what it looks like. And this is what probably the majority of you will be used to, simply because Fantastico, for the longest time, was the leader in this arena. But now, Softaculous has kind of gotten behind them, and they are almost taking the lead because a lot of web hosting companies are beginning to install Softaculous. So in the next few videos, I will be diving into Softaculous. I will show you how to install scripts, how to uninstall scripts, and how to effectively utilize Softaculous to your needs. So what I want to do now is simply give you a quick walkthrough through the Softaculous user interface. Now, as you can see, you have a lot of different scripts. Now, first things first, I want to say, do not start trying to install a bunch of scripts that you really don't need. Because the reality of it all is that you're going to get in here and you're going to think, wow, look at all the scripts. Look at all these potential opportunities that I have to install WordPress blogs, to install forums, to install communities, social networking, and this and that. But what I first want you to think about is to pause and think, and just think about your business and think about your customers and think about what are they going to really need. And first think about the top maybe 3 different things that they are really going to need and what you're going to need to really create a community, increase your conversions and sales, what are you promoting, and things like that. Once you have the idea, then it's easier to just take a look and see what you actually need, because I will admit you'll want to start installing just about everything because you'll see all these different opportunities in front of you. So with that said, installing is actually fairly easy on Softaculous, but first things I want to start up at the top here. This link here will go back to the control panel, which will allow you to see your web hosting cPanel. And this will basically go back to the app home, which is this page right here. And the script demos will allow you to see these scripts in action, which I will say this is one of the biggest differences between Fantastico, is that you can actually see a demo of what the script looks like, which is awesome. So that means instead of having to install it and see the demo, you can actually see the demo first. So as you can see, there are tons and tons and tons of scripts that you can check out demos for. Another thing I like about Softaculous is that it brings in a lot of community. What I mean by that is it allows you to see other people's ratings on certain scripts. Now, obviously, you can't tell a whole lot just by looking at the ratings. You'll have to do your own due diligence, but that gives you an idea of what other people think about the scripts. And if you click on all installations here, this will basically show all of your installations within this specific website. So in other words, if I install WordPress or forums or things like that, I will be able to see all the installations in one specific location, which is great if you're trying to figure out, okay, on this website, how many scripts do I have, and things like that. The task list obviously shows you the tasks that you have, and at this moment we have none. And of course you can edit the user settings here. You can choose languages. So Softaculous actually supports many different languages, as you can see. You can set your time zone or use the server default, which is what we'll do. And you can also sort domains alphabetically. And if you click on backups and restore, you can actually see the specific backups for your scripts. You can set the email settings. And of course, if you have questions, if you click on help and support, you'll actually find an FAQ that's quite helpful as well. Under Softaculous, you'll see different types of scripts. They provide PHP type scripts. So if, let's say for example, that you have a website that supports only PHP, or you only want to stick with PHP, you can do that and see all the scripts that relate to PHP. And we have JavaScript scripts, as you can see here. You have Perl, and you have classes, which is great for developers. And if we take a quick look around, let's say for example, we want to install something like Drupal. You can click on that. You can get a quick overview of this platform. You can see how much space is required and how much available space that you have. You can read reviews. You can visit the support site, which I will admit, Fantastico doesn't have all these types of features where you can read the reviews and you can see all the features of this specific script. You can take a look at screenshots. Some of them, as you can see, have a good amount of scripts. Some of them have more. If you click on demo, I can actually take a look at what Drupal would look like on a live site. And what's great about this is it gives you a min username and password, so you can actually log in and take a look at what's all inside. You can check the ratings, which you can see it's 4.71 ratings. We can see the reviews, what people are saying about Drupal, what they like and what they don't like. And you can also import it as well. And installation is actually very easy to do. You click on install and you just go step by step through the whole process and just click on install. So I will have to admit that Softaculous does go a lot further than Fantastico, but they both have very similar advantages and disadvantages. But with that said, this is the quick walk around, and what I want to do next is actually go through the categories and give you an idea of what's available to you. So now that you have a better idea of what Softaculous is all about and you've been given a kind of a good tour of how things work here, what I want to do in this video is just to walk you through the different categories and what's available to you so that you can kind of start generating some ideas about how different scripts can help you as a business owner, as a website owner, or whatever you might be passionate about promoting on your website. So under blogs, we have several different blogs. We've got WordPress, which is definitely going to be one of your more popular blogging systems. And as you know, with WordPress, you can do much more than just blogging. You can actually run dynamic websites. We have open blog systems, .clear, Serendipity, and B2 Evolution, Text Pattern. We've got Pixel, Lifetype, and a lot more. And what I recommend that you just go ahead and do is just go through here and just take a look at what it offers and what are people's reactions to it, the reviews, everything like that. And make sure that you do your due diligence before you actually begin to install the different types of software scripts, because there are so many of them. I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but I will say I definitely recommend WordPress. And then of course we have under microblogs different scripts. And if you're not familiar with what microblogging is, just think about Twitter. Twitter is a great example of a microblogging platform. So if you want to own something similar to Twitter, then of course microblogging platforms would be good for you. And then of course we have portals and content management systems. So actually WordPress is a content management system, but when they refer to portals and content management systems in this section, what they're referring to are kind of like membership sites. So you can kind of create membership sites out of Drupal, out of Joomla, which are the more popular types of content management system / portals. And then we have all these other ones here. And then of course we have forums, which is great if you're trying to build a community and you're trying to engage with your visitors and you're trying to get your visitors to engage with other people. Now, PHPBB and Simple Machines forums are one of the more widely well-known forums. All the other ones are great, but just be careful when you're installing the other ones and make sure that you do your due diligence. I'm not saying they're good or bad or anything like that. I'm just saying do your research. Apart from the reviews here, you might want to head on over to Google and do your own research there as well. And then of course we move down here. We have image galleries, and if you're a photographer or somebody who has a lot of videos or you want to showcase your videos, then image galleries are great to have. You might have products that you can show. These are great for those. So I want you to really be thinking, okay, not that you want to install every single script here or even every single category, but if you install a gallery, is that really going to help you with your end goal, whatever that might be? And then of course we have wikis. So we got 4 or 5 different wikis. And wikis are great if you have a lot of data or text that you want to organize. Great for techie sites. Then we have social networking, which as you can see, we've got different scripts here that allow you to create your own community and social network site. So if you have a specific niche that you want to focus on and create a social networking site over that, you can do that as well. You also have ad management, which means if you have ads that you want to show on your websites or classified ads, or you want to create your own ad server and things like that, you have the ability to do that right here. And fortunately, these are open source, which means that they are free. You can also install calendars. You can also install gaming, mailing systems, newsletter systems. We have polls and surveys if you want to gather feedback and get some data from your visitors. That's always great to have so that you can improve on your site and improve on your process. We got project management, which allows you to basically communicate with your freelancers and manage them, which I have to admit, this is a lot of the stuff you don't find in Fantastico. So that's why a lot of hosting companies are moving towards Softaculous. And then we got e-commerce, which is definitely another plus. And then of course we have ERPs, which are basically customer relationship management systems. So if I click on this, you'll be able to see the different customer relationship management systems. And then of course we have other accounting systems, your ability to basically create invoices and more. And then of course we have guest books. We have customer support help desk type systems. We have frameworks, which is really good for programmers. We have educational type learning management systems. Moodle is one of the famous ones that allow you to basically create learning management systems for a educational type surrounding. We got database tools, we've got music, we've got video. So if you want to create your own video sharing type sites, you can do that. We've got RSS feed type sites, and of course we got file management. So really, as you can see, there are tons and tons and tons of scripts. What it comes down to is, what do you need as a website owner? So today what I want to show you is how to install WordPress using Softaculous. It's really easy to do. All you have to do is go to the blogs category, as you can see here, and click on WordPress. At this point, all you'll need to do is click on the blue button that says install and choose your protocol. If your site has some sort of secure SSL script, you will need to choose HTTPS. But the majority of you will have HTTP://. The next thing you'll need to do is simply choose your domain name, which we only have one domain here. And then of course, do you want this to be in a specific directory? If you don't want it to be in a directory and you want it to be in yourdomain.com, you'll want to leave this blank. But if you want it to be installed in a specific directory, all you have to do is name the directory. So in this case, we'll just call this WordPress or WP test. And then you'll want to name the database name. we can leave this as it is. Table prefix, you can change this from WP underscore to something else. So we could change this to WP test. And another thing to keep in mind for security reasons, you might want to rename this from WP underscore to WP something else. Then what you'll want to do is write down the site name. It can be your blog name, it can be your company name, and of course your site description and whatever that might be. You can also enable multi-site, which I will admit is not a feature on Fantastico, but multi-site basically allows you to have multiple sites within your WordPress site. And then of course you got the username and password. I would recommend that you change from admin to something else. So whatever that might be, and then of course your password. And keep in mind that you probably want to use a more complex password. So to do that, you can actually generate a random password by clicking this key right here. So as you can see, it's generating different passwords, and you can actually see the strength from 58 out of 100. So we can customize this further, and there we go. So you want to definitely think about security when you are installing your WordPress site, because people are out there who are wanting to hack your site, and the best thing that you can do for yourself is to protect yourself. And of course you can enter the admin email address, and then we scroll down a little bit, we can select the language, and then of course we can select plugins. We can actually limit login attempts, which is actually good. And what this enables you to do is if somebody's trying to log into your site maybe over 10 times, then they will be locked out. So this definitely protects you from brute force hackers. You also have advanced options as well. You can do automated backups, once a day, once a week, once a month. And that's definitely important to have, because you want to protect yourself if you were hacked or something happens, your server crashes, or you lose your files and things like that. You can also disable update notifications. You can auto upgrade, or you can manually upgrade. Just keep in mind that if you do auto upgrade, then something could happen and your website could crash and something bad could happen. So just keep that in mind. Normally I do manual upgrades. You can also do backup rotation limits, meaning that if there are about 4 different backups, it will delete the oldest backups. So if you have one, let's say for example, once a day, obviously you're going to have tons and tons and tons of backups if you choose something like unlimited. So once you're done with that, we can click on install. And as you can see right now, it is downloading the package, and you can also email installation details to your email address. So all you have to do is enter your email address here, and it'll be sent to you, like your username and password and things like that. Now, I will admit with Fantastico, it is a little bit faster in terms of installation. So Softaculous does take some time with WordPress. So I'm going to pause this and we're going to resume when this is done. So now that it is done, you're going to see that WordPress has been successfully installed at blank, which is my directory where I have installed the WordPress site. So as you can see, this is my WordPress site. It has your name, your company name, your site description, and of course this is the WordPress 2014 theme. And of course, I'll definitely want to be able to log in. So it gives you the administrative URL, and we click on this here, and I can log in with my username and of course my password, which is that really long complex password. And you enter your password and you'll be able to log in, and there we go. And as you can see, this is what it looks like on the inside. Once you have installed a script and you think to yourself, wait a minute, I made a mistake, can you actually go back and edit the installation details? Well, with Softaculous, you can actually do that. And to do that, you'll have to click on this box, which is going to show you all of your installations. So we can see that we install WordPress, but we want to make an edit. So to do that, you'll need to click on this paper with the little pencil and click on Edit Details. And as you can see, we can change the directory and the URL and other things like that. Now just keep in mind that just because you change this from, let's say for example, WP Test to WP Test 2, that doesn't mean that the whole website is going to be moved there automatically. This is for you if you want to manually move stuff over and then of course change the directory. So you will still have to do the changes on the server side. But let's say for example that you want to do minor changes such as your automated backups. You want to do, instead of once a month, you want to be safe and do it once a week. Or if you want to come back later down the road and say, okay, I'm going to be editing the site, so I really want to make darn sure that everything is backed up once a day. So you can do that. You can change your backup rotations to be something like 10, and you can change auto upgrade and disable or even enable update notifications. And all you have to do is click on edit installation details, and of course that will save those there. But just keep in mind that just changing the directory name on this side is just going to mess things up unless you actually move and physically move the files to a different website folder. Let's say for example that you install a script that does not have an automated backup system like WordPress does, and you want to keep constant backups on hand on your hard drive so that if anything were to happen, you have the backups, because we all know how hard it is that you've worked months and months and months on a specific project and have it deleted within a second. So to do that, all you have to do is click on all installations at the very top. You find the script that you want to back up, and then of course you'll see the little backup symbol. You click it, and this will allow you to back up in the specific directory. And we can click on backup installation, and as you can see, this tells you exactly how fast the backup is completed, and of course it says backup was created successfully. You can download it from the backups page. So if you click on the backups page, you can see it here, and you can simply click on download, and you can always see the backups here, and of course you can restore it, which is the awesome feature of Softaculous. I will have to say that if you have several backups here and something were to happen, like one of the sites gets deleted, then you can click on restore and you'll be good to go. You can also delete the backup and more. So as you can see, this is the backup which is on my hard drive. And I like to keep up backups on my hard drive because if anything were to happen online, I still have it on my computer. So that's how easy it is to back up the installations. So what I want to show you right now is how to delete an installation. It's really easy to do. All you need to do is click on the All Installations brown box icon, and you'll be able to see the installations that you have on this particular website. Now to delete it, all you have to do is simply click on the red X. Make sure that all of these are checked so that you're removing the directory which is on your website under the actual files. You're going to remove the database and the database user, and we simply click on remove installation. Click OK when you are definitely sure that you want to delete it, because once you delete it, it's gone for good. And as you can see, it has been removed and we're good to go.